Welcome back to Politics Tonight, everyone. Thank you so much for staying with us tonight. I've been speaking with Dr. Samuel Nwanosike, is the Ambassador Chairman, Equity Local Government Area, Rivers State. And tonight we're discussing Rivers crisis and the legal lockdown. Dr. Nwanosike, thank you so much for staying with us on the program. So before we went on that break, I was asking about the state of things in Equity Local Government Area. So is it safe to say that as we speak, you're no longer the chairman of that local government? Is that it?
No, it's not correct. I'm still the executive chairman of Equity Local Government because by the ruling of the Court of Appeal, Martin Samehule is the Speaker of the Rivers House of Assembly, and all laws made by him must be obeyed, and they are for the good of the people of Rivers State. Now, Martin Samehule and his team saw this coming. They knew that the governor was not ready to conduct election before the expiration of our tenure, which was in 17th of June 2024. They knew because he didn't bring that appropriation, it would have been difficult for election to be conducted. And the governor was just playing game. Now, that was why they said, because we foresee that there will be no election, we have to create an avenue. Don't forget, before 1999, the tenure of local government chairmen were 4 years, until the House of Assemblies of various states started amending the tenures based on what the political leaders of their various states wanted. Some states have 2 years, some states have 3 years. My state happens to be the state that falls in 3 years. So the same assembly, based on the local government law as being passed by the Universal House of Assembly, made an amendment to our laws and said, gentlemen, we will need you to stay in office for another 6 months after the expiration of your tenure so that we can give the governor an ample opportunity to present a budget before us and so that he can conduct a credible election so that he can hand over to an elected government. Because Supreme Court has said clearly in several cases, CTC is not known to our law and cannot stand.
But Dr. Nwanosike, lawyers have argued that extending the tenure of local government chairman is unconstitutional, and I want to believe you know that as well. So isn't this everyone benefiting from their own wrongs?
No. It's not. See, I have just explained to you that going legally by the laws of Nigeria, every tier of government, executive government, should have 4-year term. But the same House of Assembly that reduced ours to 3 years is saying to you that because of this foreseen crisis that we are going to, that is happening now, we would want people to do us a favor. Me and my colleagues, as far as we are concerned, we have served our state very well. So we have no need to say we will do otherwise. What we are saying that based on the laws passed by the Rivers State House of Assembly, which is our original supervisor, in fact, what people don't understand that in the running of the third tier, it is the laws passed in the assembly that the local government councils operate with. How we manage our funds, how we carry out our activities, all our laws that pass must go to the assembly to be, all our bylaws passed must go to the assembly for it to be gazetted, for it to become actionable. So our original supervisors are the House of Assembly. The only relationship we have with the state governor or state governor is the JAC, the Joint Revenue Account. So when the assembly passed that law, they said for 6 months, hold on, let's do an election because you are the only ones close to legitimate mandate because your mandate you are given by your people through the ballot. And that is why we are still the chairman of the local government. But if a court of competent jurisdiction today pronounced otherwise, we don't have a problem with that. Because we would have done our part. We swore an oath to obey the Constitution of Nigeria and to be on the side of the law. And the law today is as passed by Martin Samehule, House of Assembly. And that's where we are.
All right, because many Nigerians continue to wonder why you and other chairmen had served and finished your 3-year tenure, and it has become difficult for you to hand over and walk away completely. But also, your successor in the interim, Darlington Orji, who is now the caretaker chairman of Equity Local Government, has accused you of abandoning several projects 7 months before the expiration of your tenure, and that now he has no option than to allocate new funds for the completion of this project. And as a matter of fact, he mentioned the structure for the government recognized traditional rulers in Ikwere. How do you react to this claim? And I'm asking because many say perhaps this is one of the reasons Governor Fubara has vowed to probe the administration of the outgoing local government chairman.
Well, when you talk about probe, we're not worried about the probe. Let the probe begin so that Nigerians will hear the truth. Because when you want to talk about probe, Nigerians will not know what we have been going through as local government chairman in managing the JAC account. So we are waiting for that to start. When that starts, we are here. We will follow the steps one after another. Now, when you talk about my former chief of staff, Darlington Oji, I don't like going that route, but for the purpose of the question you asked me, let me say, it's on record. All projects conceived by me and my team, based on the 5-point agenda we came to govern the Ikore people since from 2018 to date. All, we completed all and commissioned all. In fact, the last project was commissioned 2 days to 17th of June. That was Ipo Town Hall, which was a parting gift we gave to Ipo people, because we considered our project's execution word by word. We have 13 political wards, and each ward we had 2 projects. We made sure we concluded all those projects: town halls, hospitals, police stations, classroom block, and Compass Lodge. We did all those. Now, he's talking about a project that we had partnership with traditional rulers. Fine. That project, we got to review stage. And that is the only project that we didn't have the time. Because why? Governor Fubara seized our allocation 3 months to the expiration of our tenure. He seized our allocation 3 months to the expiration of 17th of June. So if I have scheduled all the project and I've commissioned all, and it's left that one, that project needed just say 30-35 million, max 40 million to complete. Now the governor seized our allocation for no just cost, just to frustrate the administration so that he can have an opportunity of bringing a caretaker. The question is, you seized the allocation. He went behind and bypassed our signature, commanded his accountant general to write the banks that banks should not honor the 23 local government chairman's signature. They should pay council workers directly by his order, or that they will leave the state as banks. And banks had no choice. They are businessmen. They bypassed our signature, which is one of the issues why we went to court against the governor. And we're still in court with him. 3 months of allocation. So if he deliberately seized that 3 months allocation,
Mr.
so that
Darling,
we cannot
Mr.
commission
Oji
that
said
last project,
7 months.
what do you want us to say?
Doctor, Mr. Oji said you abandoned that project 7 months to the expiration of your tenure. But you're saying the governor seized your allocations just 3 months to the expiration of your tenure.
Excuse me, ma'am. I know virtually all the project commissioning that we were doing in the Ikore local government, we had to bring in TVC to take us live as a third tier. It was expensive for us as a local government, but we wanted to show to the entire country that local government system can work. And if you check, go back to your studio records. The last major project commission was the UK International Market in Omagwa. Check the date we commissioned that one. Check the Compass Law. Check the one I told you about that we commissioned. Reporter, his name is Uchokoro. He's always in all our commissioning. So when we have settled on how the route we will take to achieve our project, so are we not going to pay worker salaries when allocation comes? We will. But the question is, why will he even seize our allocation? Has the president seized the allocation of Rivers State before? Even if the governor is from PDP and the president is from APC, and they are not in talking terms, does it warrant you go to seize allocation of a tier of government? And that's why we're attacking Mr. President. For 2 years, Attorney General sending this case to the Supreme Court for interpretation. And we pray that our lords will hear, not just because of me, other local government chairmen who want to govern, who want to work for their people. Because if we want to truly build Nigeria, we have to start building Nigeria from the grassroots. Mr. President cannot do everything. in the 774 local government. It's not possible. Insecurity, go back to farm. Like, for instance, in the Ikure local government, we have a program that even that Darlington Oji used to anchor. We call him Back to Farm as my chief of staff. He's aware how much impact that Back to Farm have done to the women of Ikure local government. What do? We met a system where criminals took over our farmlands in the name of kidnapping. We fought with the Nigerian police and Nigerian Army, the security architecture set up by the then governor Wike, and cleaned our forests from all these criminals. The local government was taken back, and our people went back to farm, and they started living in fruitful life. All those that ran away came back to the community. So we're saying, our lords, please help the local government survive. Help them survive. It's not because of, okay, even if they give me these 6 months, it will still come time.
Talking about local government,
Doctor. Those coming.
Dr. Nwanosike, talking about local government, River State's Independent Electoral Commission has set October 5 for local government election in the state. So are the embattled chairman willing to participate in the forthcoming local government elections? Are you willing to test your popularity by recontesting?
I belong to the People's Democratic Party. As far as we are concerned, our leadership have not told us about any public notice or any invitation, any notice of such. How can you talk about conducting a local government election when there is no budget? Where are you going to get the funds to run the local government election from? You see, when people come to play to the gallery, you just know. When you see those who are playing to the gallery, who do not want to do the right thing, you will know. So we don't want to join that shenanigans they are doing. Do the right thing. You can't spend funds belonging to Rivers people without appropriation. Somebody needs to say the truth. I don't know why Nigerians are keeping quiet. Is it because it's Rivers State that everything should go wrong and that legal luminaries cannot come up and say it is right for a governor to take a budget to 4 persons, putting aside 27 persons, even when the Court of Appeal has ruled that the actions of these 3 persons, all actions are null and void? The governor is still standing and saying those are the 3 persons he will deal with. They are still screening commissioners for him to swear in, and we are clapping and we say we are doing democracy, and the international community is watching us. And the ridicule is taking too far, man.
All right, so we saw videos of Ikure elders who have met with Governor Fubara to show their solidarity. We watched them say River State has only one governor, and as generous and calm as the governor is, he does not deserve any distractions, and that's why they are solidly behind him. Anyone would interpret this as Minister Wike losing the support of his own people. How bad can that be? And as the embattled LGA chairman, is this you losing your grip and your popularity?
That's not correct. You see, let me tell you today, ma. You know, there are those who I wouldn't want to glorify them by mentioning their name. You know, somebody comes and says he's the new political leader of Ikore extraction. He says he was a former senator. Now the question is, where were you all this while since, let's say, since 2007 to date? Since you came back from the Senate, where have you been? That you go and handpick people and say, under one ethnic umbrella, you're taking them to government house. You've told, if you call an elderly man in my village today and tell him that the governor wants to dash him a car, he will run to meet the governor and take the car because he wants to ride on a jeep before he dies. That's what happened, though. So as far as we are concerned, all the people you saw there are traditional rulers who, if they don't attend function, the governor, based on the laws of River State, will dethrone them. So they don't want to be dethroned. Don't worry. The true Ikore people stand with the Minister of FCT. The governor self is aware. He knows. The governor is aware that the FCT has a structure that is unshakable. And we don't want to mount it. It's not a mountain. It's a matter of action. When the time comes, it's not about gathering people. Like today, they've gathered another set of people from another ethnic group, Eche. Tomorrow they will gather another one. That won't solve the problem. There's a problem. The problem, nobody is contesting that you're not governor. Let's get this clear. You are the governor of River State. We all made you governor.
Dr. Nwanosike, kindly hold on.
Hello, ma. We are his campaign managers.
You know the governor's wife is from Ikure. Would you say the governor is playing an ethnic card?
No, the governor's wife is not from Ikure, please. Point of correction. The governor's wife's
she's
mother
from
is
where?
from Ikwere. It's not the governor's wife.
Okay, so
Governor's
would
wife
you
is
say
from
the
Opobo,
governor...
but the mom is from
so
Ikwere.
Okay, so would you say the governor is playing an ethnic card, being that he's enjoying the support from the people of Ikwere?
No, he doesn't have the support of the people of Ikwere. I am here as the chairman of Ikwere local government. I've just painted the narratives. I don't want to call names because tomorrow they will say I disrespected elders. And I've told you, I've just given you an instance. You understand? That somebody gathered these people because he wants to be the one to rebuild the assembly that was destroyed by the governor. He has been given the contract. All the contracts in the state, it is MCC that is doing it. So he's a contractor and he's helping the governor deepen the crisis so that he will continue to get contract awards and things are working for him. But that is not our problem. We are not worried. For us, we say His Excellency the Governor of Rivers State, governors by the rule of law. What's difficult about that? We've not come to say you're not the governor. We've not said so. But we're saying govern Rivers State by the rule of law. Obey legitimate court judgments. If you need to appeal judgment, appeal them. Don't come and create crisis by going to shop for injunctions to create crisis in the state. Because if the citizens you are governing decides to disobey court order, we will be in the state of anarchy. And if we be in the state of anarchy, we won't have anybody to govern. That is the truth. A leader should lead by example. The governor should be the one leading by example. When he said that Okojombo is going to appeal the ruling of the Court of Appeal at the Supreme Court, it was a welcome development. Everybody was happy. That means the governor has repented and we are moving forward. But all of a sudden, the governor has taken another turn. He has taken another turn. So for us, we don't want to know those he has gathered in government house. Today, if the governor wants to see the entire market women in Rivers State, a slip of finger, they will come. It is Rivers State money because they will live with transport. You heard the governor when the people came, the largesse that they got. But the question we're asking, hope these largesse are all appropriated. Because if they are not appropriated, then it is not democracy. And if it's not democracy, who are those that swore to an oath to uphold the Constitution of Nigeria? We need to see them talk now. Because whatever they don't say today, generation will hold it to our leaders. Today is Rivers State. And because you believe, oh, it's Rivers, let it burn down. We are watching, and watching.
All right, so many are divided over whether or not the president should intervene one more time. Where do you stand on this?
That's ridiculous now. After all the names they called Mr. President, after all the embarrassment, after what did they know about Mr. President? It was all aired. It was aired in Chinese television. Elders came and said all manner of things about Mr. President. People even went to court, calling Mr. President all manner of name, even threatening Mr. President. And you say, no, Mr. President has a lot of busy things to do with his time. Mr. President swore an oath to protect the constitution of this country. He has done his best in good faith. The governor also swore an oath to uphold the constitution of Nigeria. He should also do those things he swore an oath to do. I think it has come to a point where our judicial leadership should stand up and call a spade a spade. You cannot be letting people. Look, a judge that was just sworn in a few weeks ago has had the tenacity and courage to go and give such an injunction, asking a chief judge of a state not to do his function, asking the clerk of the house not to work with an assembly. Does that happen in any democracy? Because you're scared, you're having some speculation in your mind of what will happen based on your actions that you're taking deliberately and the statements you're making.
All right. So if you say the president should not intervene,
our leaders to speak.
All right, Dr. Nwanosike, if you say the president should not intervene, what are the options available for peace to reign?
I did not say so. I just said based on what has happened in the past.
All right. So what are the options for peace to reign? So what are the options for peace to reign in Rivers State?
It's for Mr. Governor to obey the laws of our land. He became governor via the laws of our land. He has to understand that he's a Democrat. He's not an autocratic leader. He's not a military dictator. He is not. All his actions must conform with our laws. Yes. That is the only way peace will come. If the governor goes today to the Supreme Court, appeals the judgment, and a decision is made in whichever way in the Supreme Court, it's a way forward. It's a way forward. That's the truth. So it's not amount, this peace talk. We are saying that no matter the peace talk you want to do, what is the law saying? Obey the law first. Then let's know that we are practicing democracy. So that if it happens in another state, that should be a yardstick too. Because some people believe that they will come and do political settlement and they break the laws of our land. A time will come, people will make references to what is happening today. It happened in Edo State, where they allowed 7 members to run a house from beginning to the end. And that is where the governor is holding his hand on. Because everybody kept quiet. The then administration kept quiet. Today, he's saying if it happened in Edo, it will happen in River State, and the heaven will not fall.
All right, then. From our end here, we hope the warring parties sheath their swords and allow peace to reign in River State. Let me say a very big thank you to you tonight, Dr. Samuel Nwanosike, Embattled Chairman, Equity Local Government Area, River State, as we discuss River State's crisis and legal logjam. Thank you so much for joining us, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you for the opportunity of having me.
And thank you for watching, everyone. That marks the end of today's episode of Politics Tonight. But you can watch the repeat broadcast of this episode at midnight. Get in touch with us on our social media handles, Facebook, Instagram, and X at TVC News NG. You can use the hashtag Politics Tonight. We're also on YouTube at youtube.com/TVC News Nigeria. I am Olajumoke Olatunji. Good night, everyone.